Never gamble your life against the flood. Do not risk your safety because water always wins.
Today on the Morning Edition, we are first alerting you Suicide Basin has released. Floodwaters are on the way, and the city is urging residents in the Mendenhall Valley to get out while they can. We'll bring you the latest. Plus, big timber in Anchorage is coming down. We'll share with you what residents are saying about the change in iconic scenery. And continuing our back-to-school coverage this week, school attendance truly matters. Statistics consistently show that the higher attendance rate, the higher the success of the students. We'll break down those numbers locally as the Morning Edition starts now. Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Right now, the big focus is on Southeast, where Suicide Basin has released. What do we know now, Aaron?
Well, that water levels, they do continue to rise slowly, but we are going to see that approach towards minor flood stage later today. Now, when it comes to the flood conditions that we are seeing, you can see currently what we're dealing with across Southeast as the flood warnings that are remaining in place. We're expected it to peak somewhere between 16.1 to 16.6 feet as we head overnight on into your Thursday. Now, we are first alerting you to these ongoing changing conditions when it comes to what we are going to be dealing with. And you can see there is a live lookout at the, or what was a live lookout at the Suicide Basin. But we are first alerting you to the flood warning, and with the ongoing changes, we are going to see minor flood stage by 3 p.m. this afternoon. Yesterday, we were in set phase of the ready, set, go when it comes to evacuation. This morning, we are in the go phase. If you are within that evacuation advisory area, you want to make sure that you heed evacuation orders as well as make your way towards safety. Major flood stage overnight tonight, likely going to begin somewhere around 1 a.m. And then we'll see that major flood peaking somewhere between 5 and 9 a.m. tomorrow. So again, we are in that go phase of evacuation. If you need somewhere to shelter, you can head to the Floyd Dryden Gym as that shelter does remain open. Now, when it comes to the Mendenhall River, currently we are still sitting below action stage. We are at 5.1 feet, but water levels are rising about 0.1 feet or 0.1 foot every hour, and we're likely going to continue to see that increase. But you can see the overall forecasted crest right around that 16.1 to 16.6 feet that we are expecting. Last year was a record-breaking flood when we saw 16.65 feet, so this could rival it in terms of the record-breaking crest that we are going to see. There is that evacuation advisory shaded within that red, and again, those in red need to be in the go phase of evacuation as we're going to begin to see those water levels quickly rising as we head throughout the day. So water has been overtopping the basin. We did see that release occur yesterday afternoon. Current conditions within that basin sitting at about 1,336 feet. So we still have a lot of water that is going to release from that basin as we head through the rest of today. So the key takeaways is if you have any plans, you certainly want to make sure that you take necessary precautions with that evacuation. Many resources available with the City and Borough of Juneau, as well as you can call the flood hotline there, as well as we are going to continue to keep you updated on alaskasnewssource.com. I'll have your full forecast on what to expect statewide coming up.
And while our weather team has been monitoring the flooding impacts and what it means, Charlie Fellows has been following the safety concerns from officials. And as he tells us, they have one major message to everyone in the flood zone. If you're told to evacuate, do so.
Suicide Basin is full and the water release has begun. The yearly threat of glacial lake outburst flooding is once again looming large in the city of Juneau. The footage you're seeing now comes from the last couple years, and it's a sobering reminder of the chaos and destruction that these floods can and do cause. That's why, during Tuesday afternoon's press conference in Juneau, officials did not mince words.
If there's one message that will be reiterated today is please evacuate. While the HESCO barriers, are stronger than they've ever been, we really cannot rely on them, and life safety is absolutely the most important thing.
Now is the time to have a go bag packed, make sure your phone's charged, make sure there's gas in the car.
I'm going to say to our 422 tribal citizens in the evacuation zone, please pay heed to the warnings. Please make sure that you're prepared.
The unprecedented scale of defenses being deployed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers includes an 1,100-foot berm along Back Loop Road, over 200,000 sandbags, and HESCO barriers along over 5 miles of the Mendenhall River. Even still, officials emphasize that their effectiveness is impossible to predict until the floodwaters arrive.
We have had really smart, dedicated people who have put their heart and souls into building these HESCO barriers. But even with that, I would say, although we are confident in them, I wouldn't bet your life on it.
Charlie Feller.
The city and borough of Juneau has designated Floyd Dryden Middle School as an official evacuation shelter. The CBJ has regular updates going out on their website and Facebook page. This comes as new flood protection barriers are in place along the Mendenhall River in Juneau. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers installed nearly 3 miles of gabion baskets and armored almost 2 miles of riverbank. This year's additional work builds on 2.5 miles of barriers installed last spring between Marion Drive and Riverport Way. The flood broke records in August of 2025, hitting a record 16.65 feet, almost 9 inches higher than the previous year's disaster. The 2025 floodwaters were largely mitigated by temporary barriers installed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. One man who stayed behind to protect his home in recent years said the barriers helped.
They did seem to, for the most part, do their job.
That was Scott Griffith, and he added that last year water did, though, manage to seep underneath his home. Now, we've been keeping up with information about any closures like the Mendenhall Valley Public Library. As we get new information, we'll detail it on our website. And a reminder, our First Alert weather team is always working to alert you of significant impacts in Alaska. Download our First Alert weather app on your phone and our 24/7 weather channel to your Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. The North Pole community is working toward building a new welcome center near North Pole Plaza. Currently, welcome operations take place at an interim structure on the same site. Organizers plan for its replacement to help acclimate newcomers to the community while providing resources for business and labor. The local Chamber of Commerce identified the need in 2022.
It's a part of building the North Pole legacy. North Pole is obviously not the same that it was in the 50s and 60s or even the 80s or 90s here. It is growing. When you add 8,300 people into our community from the military, it's changing the dynamics of the entire area.
Rixey says between $1 and $1.5 million still needs to be raised to bring the project to fruition. An architectural artifact of Anchorage in the 1970s is being demolished, getting widespread reaction. Joe Allgood spoke to locals to see what they think.
The big timber is getting the axe, or should I say, excavator. An Anchorage icon, destroyed. One could call it
dreadful.
The building, that is.
Scary.
Might be what comes to mind when you think of the Big Timber Motel.
This building has been here for a long time, and it's kind of nice to see a little bit of a changery.
And if you saw it coming down Tuesday morning.
I'm thinking what most of Anchorage who drives by here every single day is thinking, which is great. Like good riddance, right? Like we're happy to see this come down.
The inside, just as scary as the outside for trespassers and first responders alike.
Our first responders don't have a choice. They are required to go in and deal with the situation. Hopefully they come out safe. And that was becoming increasingly challenging for them.
So the Muni hopes to turn a new leaf.
It transforms a dangerous liability into a clean, buildable lot, already connected to utilities and road access, primed for new investment.
What might that new investment be? Who knows?
My first thought is an In-N-Out burger.
As you can see, the demolition is still ongoing and it is fenced off. The tape says there might be asbestos in the area, so definitely steer clear. Joe Allgood, Alaska's news source.
Still ahead on the Morning Edition, do you often wonder how much it matters if your child misses just 1 or 2 days of school? We'll break down the numbers and show you how attendance is really a vital subject at school just after this.
I love prepping for the first day. That's my favorite part, is the day where all the freshmen come in and we get to welcome them and do a tour and kind of spoil them for the day.
That first day, the energy is just, it's great.
And things remain dry as we head throughout your Wednesday. A bit more cloud covers today, but we're still going to chase that 70-degree reading. I'll have more on that first at sunrise. 6:01 in Anchorage, 5:13 in Juneau. Your full forecast is next.
Welcome back in. 14 minutes past the hour on this Wednesday in South Central. Things still warming up, Aaron, but you say we might see some drizzles tomorrow.
Yeah, we are going to be watching early tomorrow morning as there is that chance that portions of South Central, more so western fringes of South Central, could see some light drizzle. Today, though, still going to shape up to be nice. That marine layer really winning out the past couple of mornings, keeping that cloud coverage with us for the first part of the day with that sunshine carrying us into the afternoon. It's possible we may actually hold on to mostly cloudy skies for most of the day. Not much impacts this morning as you get out on the roadways. You could encounter some patchy fog. Of course, we're still holding on to some hazy conditions across South Central. And just a reminder, anytime you are on the roadways and the sun has yet to rise, always remember to use your lights, not so much for you, but for others so that they can see you on the road. 50s and 60s waking up this morning for many areas of the state. We got 48 in Fairbanks, 45 in Utqiagvik, and 39 degrees in Dead Horse. So we are holding on to some locations sitting on the slightly cooler side, but overall not a bad start to your Wednesday morning. Our ridge still with us, although it has shifted a bit to the east. What we are going to be watching as we welcome in the overnight hours on into our Thursday is an incoming system that's going to drive widespread rain into southwest Alaska. Now, it's taking a bit more of an easterly track, which is going to clip parts of South Central. Now, with that ridge of high pressure to our south, you can see the flow continuing to advect moisture into a good portion of South Central as well as through southwest Alaska. This is reinforcing that marine layer that we've been dealing with the past couple of days. And this is the area of low pressure we're going to be watching as it builds northward towards the Alaska Peninsula. We are going to see some of the heaviest rainfall on the Pacific side of the Alaska Peninsula out towards Kodiak. If you live in Kodiak Island, be prepared for the potential for up to an inch of rainfall throughout today on into our Thursday. And this is what we're going to be watching overnight on into tomorrow morning. Notice parts of South Central getting clipped by this system. This is not going to bring a decent amount of rainfall. This is, for the most part, is really just going to be some very light drizzle, if not just an hour or so of light rain for parts of the region. But then we dry out throughout your Thursday, and then this is going to set the stage for a beautiful end to our work week. So as you head across Anchorage and the Kenai, largely going to stay on the dry side, but we can't rule out some of those showers. You can see Kodiak really expected to see some of that widespread activity as we head into your Wednesday and Thursday. So rainfall accumulation, notice just a few hundredths of an inch as you head across inland areas of South Central, while coastal regions see a better chance. And of course, as you head out towards Kodiak, we could easily see up to over an inch of rainfall. I'll have that 7-day for you coming up, but expect highs staying near 70.
Well, officials say getting kids through the door and keeping them there is one of the biggest challenges facing Alaska schools. Statewide, nearly 43% of students were considered chronically absent in 2024. That's according to the district. But one Anchorage school is turning that around. Danny Tompkins joins us with the details. Hey, Danny.
Good morning, Kristen. Officials say Alaska has struggled with school attendance in the past years, and at Service High, the numbers tell a story. Just a few years ago, attendance there was sitting around 58%, and this past year, it bumped up to 87%, and graduation rates have climbed along with it, going from 86.2% in 2023 to 90.4% just last year. And that's already hitting the goal of 90% by 2028. Now, that's nearly 3 years early, and they say it's making a big difference. It started with building a reason to show up. Service High launched a freshman academy which pairs incoming 9th graders with upperclassmen peer mentors from day one. They added hands-on career pathways from biomedical science to culinary arts, all the way to construction, giving students something to be a little more passionate about. And the school started doing home visits, administrators and counselors going directly to families of students to offer any help needed.
Being present, being engaged, that's what's actually going to keep them on track for graduation.
If they're not here and willing and ready to learn, it's hard to get them through. It's hard to get them to graduation. So whatever we can do to make them excited to be here so that they will be successful in their classrooms and in their future is important.
You might not necessarily love math or love English or social studies, right? You don't necessarily love the content, but if you feel safe and connected, you're going to show up, and that matters.
They hope the playbook doesn't stop at just one school. Peer mentorship, hands-on learning, and showing up for families are what Service says can make a difference for students across Alaska. Principal Azam advises parents to be involved and to not be afraid to reach out to your child's teacher. They add that if there's anything keeping your student from the classroom, let the school know so they can support your student. Kristen.
All right, thanks, Danny. Meantime, the Kenai Peninsula Borough School District heads back to the classroom on a Wednesday, August 19th. And Superintendent Clayton Holland says this year, a big focus will be on reducing screen time.
But within our buildings, within what we do, really emphasizing that the human aspect is what's most important, that teacher instruction taking place, the students interacting with each other is really what we're doing, but we're going to put that into a more formal aspect.
We also spoke with him about the importance of attendance and how it's connected to graduation rates, the unique challenges for a school district that covers so much ground, and the role of artificial intelligence when it comes to learning. Listen to the full conversation with Clayton Holland on our In-Depth Alaska podcast, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting. Available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.